Oh, hey, Mike. Thank you very much. We're getting going in 4 minutes. But I had nothing else to do, so I started the stream early. And I thought I'd play for the stream. For the 0 people I assumed would be here. Lads, I'll be with you in 2 minutes when the stream officially starts at 7. Well, hello folks. Hey, it's 7 o'clock. We're streaming. I've been streaming for 20 minutes because I had nothing to do.
Oh, hey, yeah. I'm not on the boat. I am not on the boat. You are absolutely right. I am in my parents' house down near the south coast. I'm in East Sussex, is what this county is called. East of West Sussex, but west of Kent. About 4 or 5 miles from the coast, inland. Mum and Dad are pandemicking in France, and they were worried that something might happen to the house, that it might have, I don't know, fallen over. So I took the emptiest train I could find yesterday to come down here to East Sussex to check on the house. And I can tell you it is a good thing I did, because all 3 fire alarms were beeping, because there was a need to change the batteries in all 3 fire alarms. So that's what I've been doing. I have changed 3 9-volt batteries. That's 27 volts. It's me in charge of 27 volts. Yeah, I am a bit echoey. You're absolutely right. And there's 2 reasons for that. 1, I'm in an echoey room. You're used to hearing me in quite a tight space with lots of wood. 2 is that because I've moved the kit, my laptop and the phone with me, and I traveled by bike to London Bridge, and then I got on the train there. I didn't want to bring my nice microphone, so this is my phone microphone, and if you don't like it, well, bloody lump it. That's what I say. Yes, Anne, that's a really good idea. Pretend I'm an announcer in a big sports arena. Coming up on the inside of the track, it's Arsenal. Hey! Hey, everyone say hi to Matt Garner, who is joining us for the first time today. Matt DM'd me on Twitter to tell me that he was coming. He is a Londoner and a regular organizer of runs for people who listen to Zombies Run, which I know is a couple of you. So everyone say hi, Matt. Welcome him. Matt Garner does this emoji. And we've got 2, okay, so that's a wink, but then eyebrow up and slight smiles. Coming up. Meg Plant, kicking it old school by writing out her emoticons. I prefer that as well. My favorite is just like :D, like this. This is, I'm going to type it. This is my favorite emoji, and I'm going to put /iticon. No, that's not right. No, okay. Yeah, that I shouldn't be there. There we go. That's, oh no, we did it, no. Yeah, Meg and Anne and Shadow Stitch, all of you, that one, but together. I don't know, folks. The internet started turning emoticons into emojis, and then we Brexited, and then you elected Trump, and now there's coronavirus. I draw a pretty clear line between those events. No, yeah, I know, Anne, but I don't want to put a space between them. It looks less good. Ah, yes, the smiley with the nose. I'm aware of that one. That's a very good one. There was a while. Do you remember there was a while when everyone was doing? Was it called bit art? It was called something art, I think, and you'd draw pictures with punctuations, like what Shadow Stitch has just done there. That would count, but it was like this one was a popular ASCII art. That was it. Thanks, Matt. Absolutely right. There was this one that I always. Oh God, can I do it? Can I still do it? Ah, I've done the nose too soon. There we go. No, give him an eye. No. Oh God, why is this so hard? No. And then, like on the top line, you could do hair as well, and then you could make bricks underneath and recreate the what no jobs Thatcher thing. If that was fun to you. Hey, it's 7:07. It's already August, the August month. We're going to get going in 23 minutes, folks. 23 minutes until this quiz begins. Make sure that you've got pen and paper, and make sure you've signed up. Go over to tiny.cc/ftpubquiz8. No, other way around. Tiny.cc/ftpubquiz 48, because it's the 4th of August. tiny.cc/ftpubquiz 48. Felix Trench is the FT. 48 because it's the 4th of August. Easy as that, and just go put your team name in. That's all I need you to do for now. Let's see how many of you have already done that. There's a couple of you. The Devon team are in with their Devon pun, which this week is Devon that I want, you are Devon I want. The one that I want, I'm with you, thank you. Took me a second. We drew you a cat. Is that... Did you draw a cat for me, or is that just a reference to something that happened in your week? Please elucidate. Trying our best, and happy to be here with that emojis. Very good. The Trublellas from Finland. The Triviata are back. Anne is crocheting. Very good, Anne. And sweet human contact. Telling us that they are a British team because they pronounce it avocado. Shadow Stitch says, hello, Mr. Cheeseman. Hello, citizen. Scared. That used to be a fish. I used that to be a fish. Sorry, I misread you, Clue 19. Right, yeah, I'm with you. Team Sam. Yeah, we're all on Team Sam. Phil played this a few times. Meg, there's nothing to get into. Look, I'm just saying, here in Britain, where we use international English, we say avocado. We don't say avocado. It's fine that you say it differently. That's okay by me. We quiz whenever we're able. There they are. That's a fantastic typeface. What typeface is that? Oh no, you've chosen a different one. I liked the last typeface. Go back. It was sort of hand. Well, no, I don't want to tell you what to do. But I like that one. It's a sort of Disney typeface. I've not had that before. Anne Weaver says that she has chosen to not use the American pronunciation. That's fair enough. I imagine. Anne also says pavement. Pacifico it is. Pacifico is a lovely typeface. I have heard of Pacifico. I thought I hadn't. I thought that was, but no, I know. Do you know the other typeface I love? The common internet typeface that got brought in with the, I think it was like the Google Fonts package or something. Lobster. Have we all tried Lobster? Go change your team name to Lobster. I love Lobster. Even generally, I love lobsters. I love lobster. I love the typeface lobster. Lobster. 19 minutes, everyone. 19 minutes until we start this quiz. 19 minutes, everyone. Do I need to say anything to you? Yeah, go sign up. Sign up your team names at tiny.cc/ftpubquiz48. tiny.cc/ftpubquiz48. Matt Smith says they've been using lobster for their team name for months. Those of you who are already lobsters, I applaud you and thank you. Apparently David Foster Wallace wrote an essay called Consider the Lobster. I did not know that. Matt, tell us more about Consider the Lobster and what it's about. Lobsters, one would have thought. Bomb 6000, using lobster for our... It is a fun, you're absolutely right. Oh, yes, no, I can see there. And La Triviata, both of you there. Folks, this is a quiz, and at this point in a normal quiz at 10 past, I mean, this is when I would normally make an announcement on the microphone to get everyone's attention, because everyone will be looking into their beers and talking about bonds and stocks and shares, because I work in quizzes in London where we talk about finance. And I'll say, folks, stop talking about finance, talk about me instead. Specifically, talk about how you're going to give me £2 per player. So that is the same here, folks. £2 per player, please. If you are playing, head over to co-fi.com/Felix Trench. God, I've got a lot of links. Maybe there's an easier way. Maybe if I just sent you all buttons, maybe I need to make a dedicated website. I don't want to, though. That sounds like a lot of work. For now, go to co-fi.com/Felix Trench and please pay £2 per player to play this quiz. You'll hear it on my laptop. There's a notification thing with Google Chrome. And every time I get a coffee donation, it goes ba-ding! And if you were the one doing that and put in the coins and then heard it, what would probably happen is that you'd then get a dopamine rush knowing that was you, and you'd feel great. Please go and put in £2 per player at co-fi.com/Felix Trench. Not because you're going to get a dopamine drop. There we go. That was Meg Plant getting a dopamine rush. There's another one. Nicholas Lyndhurst. Little burst of dopamine. And someone. Yes, please do that if you haven't yet. And if everyone does that, I can keep doing these until the end of time or coronavirus. My door handle Baroque. I mean, that's a fantastic name. Well, very well done. Hey, if you're new to this, there is a prize. There is a position for best team name. There are two things to win here: the quiz and best team name, and those are equal. Those are just as good as each other. Like, if you've won the quiz, you are just as good as the person that I've picked for winning best team name. So chew on that. 15 minutes, everyone. 15 minutes until we get going. What's going on? 1,000 lobster farms, McGarner. It's about the okay. So this is Consider the Lobster by David Foster Wallace. Matt tells us is about the ethical dilemma of eating lobsters, and it's the title essay of a rather good anthology. What is the ethical dilemma of eating lobsters? Shadow Stitch says, "Can you do me a huge favor and say hello, citizens?" This is a reference to the character I play in the shows on his run, who said, "Hello, citizens, you're listening to Phil Cheeseman here at Radio New Tomorrow," and that kind of thing. Luca says, "Bold of you to assume I have dopamine." I hope you do. Lou 19 says, "I bet a Felix fan would make you a website. I don't know how. I couldn't get you a scarf." No, that's okay. I am. If I do ever decide to turn this into a website, I'll probably go and use Wix. But thank you for the thought. I don't know how to make scarves. Please make as many scarves. Make one. Wow, Jermaine. Best team name is truly tragic for us committed to a brand, says Samash Dati. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing about team names. If you have chosen, if you've gone all in on a team name, you are less likely to win best team name unless it's a new Buzzmaster who wasn't aware. And we didn't hear her dopamine. Sorry, I might have been talking over it. I'll do it for you. I hope that had the same effect. It probably didn't quite, but go have a lovely cup of tea. I'm sure that would help as well. Matt Garner asks about Belgian accents. Okay, so this was, how long got? 13 minutes. Fine, there's a time to talk about Belgian accents. This point originated, someone DM'd me on Instagram and was asking about Belgian accents. I assume because on one of my CVs it says I can do one because I grew up in Belgium. So a little while ago, I was trying to work out if you were speaking English and trying to do convincingly the difference between a Parisian French and a Belgian French accent, and I'll get on to why that's an inaccurate thing to say in a second. What would that look like? And you kind of have to start at Paris and work your way north. And the reason that there is no actual such thing as a Belgian accent, despite what the categories give you, is that Belgium is a country of 10 million, and it has 3 main languages, the Dutch half, the French half, and then the German, like extra bar. And so all of those meld together and they give lots of different accents. So there's the accents of the south border of Belgium, which is of course similar to the northern French accents, called the Ch'ti accent. But the Belgian accent that French people refer to, l'accent belge, is really the Brussels accent. And I think the way to think about it, I think that there's 2 things. You have to start by thinking about your preconceptions of European non-Anglophone accents, because there's a lot of very bad stereotypes out there. There's the idea that French people are all, and that Dutch people put an sh at the end of each word and all of that. And all of these rather offensive stereotypes, I think, probably come from an age when English was less commonly spoken, but today it's very commonly spoken in many European countries. Actually, Belgium is probably one of the worst. I think because they speak a lot of other language. Ooh, who got that? And so you've really got to tone that down and bring stuff in mind. Anyway, so my point is, I was kind of playing around with different things, and I think the main difference between Paris and Brussels is to do with mouth shape. I mean, there's lots of differences. Obviously, there's differences of vocabulary, but when they're speaking English, some of this is going to iron out. So for Paris, the thing that I found seemed to work best was if you imagine a line. It's flat. Now imagine that line becomes sort of three-dimensional, and it makes like a plate shape in the mouth. And so a lot of the French, like Paris, is that E sound is very characteristic, and it all goes out on this line quite often, which differentiates it a lot from like provincial French. But but the Brussels one, think of it more as a wedge, like a cheese wedge. So you're making like a teepee in the mouth, and this, it goes up and down a lot more, and there's a harder, and it's almost a bit harder to place if it even comes from French, because you have that northern quite guttural Flemish influence on it. So you wouldn't necessarily immediately go, that's a language of someone who is a first language francophone. As he goes up and down, and they often start stories by going, pour commencer. So it is to start, we talk, we go up and down. That is my guide to Belgian accents. People are chatting. Kim J says, I can't make websites, but I can possibly make you a cross stitch, and knows where to find a chart for a coffin. Thank you very much. Ryan Mulgrew, the one time our team won best team name was the 1 week we didn't have a Devon one. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Meg Plant says, we're forgetting the best French accent, Québécois. Yeah, I mean, that is a whole other thing. I've heard Québécois accents, and I find it very difficult to understand. It's very cool. I love it. I love it, Québécois. Rachel Lloyd says, shall I ask everyone to the disco in German again, or about in Welsh? Yes, please do. Please do. Hey folks, we will get going in 8 minutes, 7 minutes, 7 minutes until this quiz begins. And until I put my fingers down, they live up here. We're going to keep our fingers right up here, all the arms. The arms are going to live up here for the next 7 minutes. Can I commit to that? Let's see. So make sure that you have signed up at tiny.cc/ftpubquiz48. I can't. tiny.cc/ftpubquiz48. FT for Felix French. 48, because it is the 4th of August. If you please, and make sure that you've paid by going to ko-fi.com/Felix Trench and dropping £2 in the jar, please, and then listen out for the dopamine button. Hannah Wallace says, I don't speak French, but when I hear Quebec hockey accent players talking to each other, sounds like a completely different language. Yeah, I mean, it's not a different language, but it obviously shot off from continental European Francophone accents at an earlier time. So it's developed in its own way, and it will have its own characteristics from an earlier time and other influences. Fascinating stuff. Zach Sheffield, you're not on a boat and your accent has changed. Where am I? Zach, I'm doing this quiz today from my parents' home in the south of England, and we're talking about accents. Eileen Jones says, I learned French from someone from Montreal. This horrified my French professor in university. I found that Francophones tend to be, I don't want to say more precious, but more protective of the language than Anglophones. There's a very strong cultural attachment, and it is not impolite in certainly French society, I don't know about Quebec society, to correct someone else's grammar. And it's it's something that is frequently kind of delighted in, making sure that you have very correct French. We are in the upside down. Kim J says, my GCSE French teacher was a woman from Mauritius who hated children, put every single one of her students off the language for life. Oh, that's a shame. It's a great language, and I think is Mauritius where bucket comes from. Or if that's right, then please don't be. No, I'm thinking of Guadeloupe. I know nothing about Mauritius. Hannah Wallace says, you remember me tweeting something about a woman in Paris saying my accent was getting better? Hooray! I don't remember that. But it did when I was living in Paris. Ooh, someone just got dopamine. Wow. Firework going up the back of the head, taking over the entire skull. I paid £2. I paid £2. I paid £2. I can play this quiz. I'm legal. Wow. Up yours, Napster. 3 minutes. 3 minutes till we start. 3 minutes, folks. I'm going to get a refill of my tea. Go sign up your team then. And if you haven't yet, make sure that you go and drop a couple of quid, like that, into the virtual jar at ko-fi.com/Felix Trench. Apologies if you're just joining us and you're wondering, why is the sound not as sweet as it usually is? And that is because I am in a different place. I'm in my family's house, and I didn't bring my nice microphone because that would involve also bringing 2 XLR cables and a preamp and an audio interface, and I didn't want to put all of those in my bike saddlebags because they'd fall off and die, and I couldn't do my job anymore. 1 minute till we get going, folks. 1 minute. Until we get going. You can go to tiny.cc/ftpubquiz48 to sign up your team names, and you can go to ko-fi.com/FelixFrench to drop £2 per player and pay for the quiz. Who else have we got? Donnie's graphs are in. Ollie's walking the dog. Good work, Ollie. Zen Hen's Revenge, using good use of lobster there. Whiskey's today and Thursday other days says hello all. Kim J says, if I didn't need all of my money for getting to and from Nottingham every night, if you cannot afford £2 per player, I would much rather have you here than not have you here. I appreciate that that we have different circumstances. Now, I just got a little message there saying my connection was unstable, but then it reconnected me. The Wi-Fi is, if anything, less strong here than on the boat. Let's see what happens. But that, everyone, is 7:30. Good evening. Welcome to the quiz. Hello, 7 notifications on Twitter. Oh, there's an honorary third member of Trying Our Best, happy to be here. That is a beautiful cat. Retweeting that, absolutely. So, folks, the rules are as follows. Rule 1, no more than 6 players in a team. Rule 2, I'm always right. There'll be no arguments. Rule 3, no cheating. And by no cheating, I mean no Googling. Don't look it up or anything like that. And I promise to continue writing questions for you. Get your pen and papers, answer on pen and paper. Do not answer in the group chat. I will give all the answers at the end of each round. The rounds will be 20 questions long, and there will be a 10-minute interval between rounds. Let's go. Here we go, everyone. It's question 1. Question 1 is about cereal. Cereal. Digham Frog, spelled D, the 4th letter of the alphabet, I-G, apostrophe E-M, internationally sold cereal, although not the mascot in the UK. We are looking for the name of a cereal. The most common international mascot is Digham Frog. The UK has a different mascot. Give me the name of that cereal. Digham Frog is the mascot of which internationally sold cereal, although the UK has a different mascot. That is question 1. Question 1. Digham Frog is the mascot of which internationally sold cereal, although not the mascot in the UK. Matt and Anne, you're absolutely right. It is the rule of any parents, especially parents over 70, to have shady Wi-Fi. I had a look at the router earlier, and it is it's a small router, and it definitely says the words ADSL on it. But I think it's more recent than our late 90s ADSL line. I wouldn't say it was from the latter half of the 2010s. Anyway, question 2. Question 2 is science. Science. What is the chemical symbol for gold? What's the chemical symbol for gold, please? Gold, gold, gold. What is the chemical symbol for gold? That is question 2. Chemical symbols. What is the chemical symbol for gold? Peyton Beaumont says, yay, science, a patent. Yay! Sorry, I called you patent. Sorry. Agreed, Peyton. Yay, science. What's the chemical symbol for gold? Question 3 is music. This is music. On which album did the Backstreet Boys include the song Everybody, brackets, Backstreet's Back? On which album did the Backstreet Boys include the song Everybody, brackets, Backstreet's Back? What was the name of that album? Question 3, on which album did the Backstreet Boys include Everybody, brackets, Backstreet's Back? Kim J asks if it's the router that they got from their broadband provider. Yes, it absolutely is. Question 4. Question 4. This is geography. Geography. What is the largest city and former capital of Tanzania? What's the largest city and former capital of Tanzania? That's question 4. What is the largest city and former capital of Tanzania? That is question 4. If anyone misses a question, I will go through all the questions again at the end of this first round. I'll go through them a bit quicker. Question 4. What's the largest city and former capital of Tanzania, please? Question 5. Question 5 is language, archaic words of English. What does the archaic English word sooth mean? S-O-O-T-H. I am saying S for Sarah. What does the archaic English word sooth mean? You might have heard it in the expression forsooth. What does the archaic word sooth mean? That is question 5. Hey folks, if you haven't already, I know that it's a YouTube cliche to say please subscribe, but please subscribe. And the reason I'm asking you to do that is that if I hit a rather heady 1,000 subscribers, I can do this more easily as it lets me stream direct from my direct from my lovely foamy bath. You're not allowed to stream in a bath until you hit 1,000 subscribers. No, directly from my phone, rather than tethering it through all sorts of cables like I've got now. And potentially using the network, and then it won't drop out. So yes, please do that if you haven't already. You can always mute me, I'm sure. And question 5, what does the archaic word sooth mean? And question 6 is politics. It's politics of the USA. Who was the US president in the year 1900? Who was president of the US America in the year 1900? US America sounds like a ship. Who was president of the USA in the year 1900? That's question 6. Is it Backstreet Boys? Question 6. Who was the US president in the year 1900? Oh, I see, about YouTube. That was very kind of you. Question 6. Who was the US president in the year 1900 AD? Or rather, I should say AD 1900. People always get that wrong. The AD comes first. The BC or BCE goes after. But it's AD 1900. Question 7. Question 7 is film. This is film. What is the name of the 8th Fast and the Furious film? What is the name of the 8th Fast and the Furious film? It is not Fast and the Furious 8. You can't have that. What's the name of the 8th Fast and the Furious film? There's a lot of waving going on. Good. I'm glad you're all waving. I'll wave too. Hello. What's the name of the 8th Fast and the Furious film? That is question 7. Watch out, folks. Question 8 is a sport question. Brace yourselves. I tried to keep the sport questions limited. I think one of the reasons, I used to think that the reason that there were so many sport questions in pub quizzes was because pub quizzes were generally set by men in their 40s. And I think that that is part of it. But also, it's just there's a lot of specific facts. It's really easy to write a sport question. Anyway, here we go. Question 8. Your sport question is, I'm not telling you the sport, that's a question. A standard 40 millimeter diameter ball was introduced after the end of the Summer Olympics 2000, replacing a standard 38 millimeter diameter ball in what sport? One of the I think one of the medalists nearly quit over this. Like there was a big hoo-ha. A standard 40mm diameter ball was introduced after the end of the Summer Olympics 2000, replacing a 38mm ball in what sport? Yes, exactly, Matt. A large fact space. I like that. A standard 40mm diameter ball was introduced after the end of the Summer Olympics in 2000, replacing a 38mm ball in what sport? Matt, you say plenty of Anoraki blokes. I think Anorakiness, or geekiness as it's called when not referring to, I think it's called Anorakiness if it's anything that like a British man in the 70s might have been into. So train spotting is very Anoraki, and a lot of sport, yeah. But then it becomes geekiness or nerdiness. It just means passion for hobbies, for knowing things. I think everyone has the same level. And it's just about uncovering what those different things are, and not overvaluing one area, which I think a lot of quizzes do. Anyway, question 8. A standard 40mm diameter ball was introduced after the end of the Summer Olympics in 2000, replacing a 38mm ball in what sport? And question 9. Question 9 is history. This is history. It's about cowboys. The Old West outlaw Henry McCarthy was better known by what name? The Old West outlaw Henry McCarthy was better known by what name? McCarthy, M-C-C-A-R-T-Y. Second C is capital. The Old West outlaw Henry McCarthy was better known by what name? That is question 9. Bookham Dano says nothing wrong with being 40 and liking sports facts as you see your once athletic body slowly disappear. No, there's absolutely nothing wrong. The UK has a tendency to value those over other realms of knowledge, especially in a pub environment, is sort of what I'm getting at here. Question 9. The Old West outlaw Henry McCarthy was better known by what name? And question 10. Question 10. This is chess. Chess. I'm digging myself a possible grave here because it's a rules of chess question, and there might be something I'm missing. But let's try. In chess, assuming neither the king nor the rook have yet to move, and there are no pieces in between them, why might it still be impossible to castle? So if you're not into chess, castling is the act by which a king can move more than one space by basically swapping places with the rook, which can only be done when king and rook have not yet moved. But assuming neither king nor rook has yet to move and there's no pieces between them, why might it still be impossible to castle? And there's a couple of reasons here. Just give me one of them. That is question 10. Question 10. Question 10. In chess, assuming neither the king nor the rook have yet to move, and there are no pieces between them, why might it still be impossible to castle? And we are halfway through this first round. Well done, everyone. I think I took that quite slowly, but it also felt quick. I guess I'm just that entertaining, I hope. In chess, assuming neither the king nor the rook have yet to move and there are no pieces between them, why might it still be impossible to castle is question 10. And question 11 is video games. Which video games series follows Guybrush Threepwood on his adventures in the Caribbean? Which video games series follows Guybrush Threepwood on his adventures in the Caribbean? Guybrush, G-U-Y-B-R-U-S-H, Threepwood, T-H-R-W-P-W-O-O-D. Which video game series follows Guybrush Threepwood on his adventures in the Caribbean? That's question 11. I'm going to need to top up soon. I am drinking a licorice tea from, I'm afraid, Twinings. It's okay. I love, my favorite one is mint and licorice. There's a very good Lipton mint and licorice. I mean, Lipton, of course, do the worst tea if it's just breakfast tea. You know that gif of Kermit drinking Lipton tea? Going, oh, do they know how revolted the whole of like Britain and Ireland is getting every time they see Kermit drinking that? Well, maybe they do. Maybe that's why they. Yeah, well, that'll be why they advertise it. But they do quite good herbal teas, like mint and licorice. Question 12. Question 12. This is geography. If you were driving from Baku, B-A-K-U, to Moscow, what is the fewest number of land borders you would have to pass through? If you were driving from Baku to Moscow, what is the smallest number of land borders you would pass through? That's question 12. Question 12. If you were driving from Baku to Moscow, what's the fewest number of land borders you would drive through? Oh my God. Matt Smith said this is my favorite question. I'm not quite sure. Oh, you mean on the video games? No, I can't play the theme again. Like, YouTube will shut down my channel if I play anything copyright. But I recommend that you all kind of whistle it to yourselves. If you were driving from Baku to Moscow, what's the fewest number of land borders you'd have to pass through? Is question 12. And question 13. Question 13. Oh, rats. I promised myself I wouldn't do this. No, I can't think of one. 13 is the London question. So I like to give you a question about London every week because I'm in London, but I'm not. I'm in East Sussex. I can't, off the top of my head, think of a good East Sussex question that is both difficult for the UK and easy for everyone not in the UK. I mean, what happened in 1066? Like, it's that kind of. So no, we will keep this London question. To the nearest 10 minutes, how long does one revolution of the London Eye take? London Eye, the famous Ferris wheel in London. To the nearest 10 minutes, how long does one revolution of the London Eye take? To the nearest 10 minutes, how long does one revolution of the London Eye take? Matt says that London's the best city in the world. That's right, I like it. Nabin says my new book looks amazing. Thank you, yes. I went for a concrete boat. I painted the walls grey. Kenjay says, not the greatest city in the world. Look, I think there's a lot of amazing cities. I don't think there is a greatest city in the world. As a teenager, I really wanted to live in London, and now I have for 10 years, and I think it's great. But I would certainly be up for living in another great city. I think that would be cool. Question 14. Question 14 is true or false? And it's a food question. True or false? Cheese made in Stilton cannot be called Stilton. Is that true or is that false? If a cheese is made in Stilton, the village, it cannot be called Stilton. True or false? Cheese made in Stilton cannot be called Stilton. Hey there, Newton says, no, don't diss sweet tea. American Southern sweet tea is so good. I'm absolutely not dissing American Southern sweet tea. I'm dissing Lipton's English breakfast tea, which is a terrible English breakfast tea that is marketed as a good English breakfast tea. Peyton Bowman says, no, it's a Hamilton reference, Felix. Oh, I've not seen Hamilton. So question 14, true or false? Cheese made in Stilton cannot be called Stilton. Question 15. Question 15, this is music. We've got some names coming up. I'll spell them for you in a second. Guy Manuel de Homem Christo and Thomas Bangalter are better known as which band? So that is Guy Manuel, G-U-Y-M-A-N-U-E-L, so Guy Manuel, de D-E, Homem, H-O-M-E-M hyphen C-H-R-I-S-T-O, so Guy Manuel de Homem Christo, and Thomas, like Thomas, and then Bangalter, B-A-N-G-A-L-T-R, are better known as which band? Guy Manuel de Homem Christo and Thomas Bangalter are better known as which band? Guy Manuel de Homem Christo and Thomas Bangalter are better known as what band? That's question 15, and there are 5 questions left in this first round, folks. 5 questions left. You're doing terribly well. Question 16 is the alcohol question. This is the alcohol question. What fruit is used to make the popular spirit of Peru and Chile, pisco? What fruit is used to make pisco, P-I-S-C-O? Excuse me. What fruit is used to make pisco? Question 16. Question 16. What fruit is used to make pisco? James Curtis has just tweeted me. Yes! Yes! I love that one. That is the one. That is the best. Lipton mint and licorice. I'm retweeting that, folks. Well done. Look at you with your 4 boxes of it. Fabulous. I'm so glad that you have that, James. Question 16. What fruit is used to make pisco, the Peruvian Chilean spirit? I'm just drinking a regular licorice. There's no mint in this. Question 17 is science, specifically biology. The smallest human muscle is in what part of the body? The smallest human muscle is in what part of the body? That's question 17. The smallest human muscle is in what part of the body? That is question 17. Question 17. The smallest human bottle is in what part of the body? Disgusting. The smallest human muscle is in what part of the body? 3 questions left, folks. 3 questions left. Question 18 now in the first round. Question 18 is film. This is film. In the 2015 film adaptation of A Walk in the Woods, who plays Bill Bryson? In the 2015 film adaptation of A Walk in the Woods, who plays Bill Bryson? Kim J doesn't have Disney Plus either. No, I don't have Disney Plus. It kind of comes to the point where you're like, I mean, I have 2 streaming services. I can really afford that. In the 2015 film adaptation of A Walk in the Woods, who plays Bill Bryson? That is question 18. Oh, we've got some big biology fans in. Do you know what? I have to confess that biology was always my weakest of the sciences. We had to do all 3 sciences up to 5th year, so that's when you're 15. And bio, I guess it just sort of seemed messy. But chemistry was great, because chemistry, you could pretend you were a mad scientist or like one of the witches. Loved chemistry. Chemistry was my favorite. And then physics had probably more maths than I could really follow. But chemistry, N equals CV. That's my one. Maybe I'm a chemist in another life. God, I'd be a great chemist. In the 2015 film adaptation of A Walk in the Woods, who plays Bill Bryson? And question 19 is literature. This is literature. Salman Rushdie won the Booker Prize in 1981 for which book? Salman Rushdie won the Booker Prize in 1981 for which book? That is question 19, the penultimate question in the first round. Salman Rushdie won the Booker Prize in 1981 for which book? Question 19. Sadly, by university level, chemistry is also basically math. Damn it. That's why I did history. Yeah, exactly. Potions. Question 19. Salman Rushdie won the Booker Prize in 1981 for which book? And question 20. Question 20. I've got some names here in a language I don't speak. Give me a second. Great. This is the current affairs question. Current affairs. In which country are Maria Kolesnikova, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, and Veronika Tsepkalo working together to replace Europe's last? In what country are Maria Kolesnikova, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, and Veronika Tsepkalo working together to replace the man known as Europe's last dictator in the upcoming presidential election? Maria Kolesnikova, Kolesnikova, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, Tikhanovskaya, and Veronika Tsepkalo, Veronika with a K, and then Tsepkalo, are working together to replace the man known as Europe's last dictator in the upcoming presidential election of which country? Okay. Am I back? Am I back? Still chatting at ya, still chatting at ya, still chatting at ya. You can't hear me? 1 second. Oh, is that better? Okay, we're going to try that. Hey, how's this, folks? Is this better? Is this the same? There's no reason for me to have those on. How's this? Is this any good? All right, okay. There's chatting away. Chatting. I am back. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Oh, Peyton Beaumont says, yes, better. Great. I don't know which microphone this is going through, so I'm going to use both. Okay, it looks like the internet just went. Cool, guys. So I asked you, in which country are Maria Kolesnikova, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, and Veronika Tsepkalo working together to replace Europe's last dictator in the upcoming presidential election? In what country are Maria Kolesnikova, Svetlana Tikhanovskaya, and Veronika Tsepkalo working together to replace Europe's last dictator in the upcoming presidential election? Kim asks, do I miss being in a professional recording booth sometimes? Yes, I miss having good internet. So let's go through all of those again. There seems to be a massive lag. I can't do anything about that. We're just. Is there an audio lag? Was there a lag? Yeah, my neighbors are just streaming Hamilton. Is there a lag between what I'm saying and what you're seeing, or is there a different kind of lag? If I'm synced up, I'm happy with that. I promise you, I don't have a lot of bandwidth. So I'm going to go through all the questions in the first round again. Question 1. Diggum Frog is the mascot of which internationally sold cereal, though not the mascot here in the UK? Diggum Frog is the mascot of which internationally sold cereal, though not the mascot here in the UK? Question 2. What's the chemical symbol for gold? What's the chemical symbol for gold? Question 3. On which album did the Backstreet Boys include the song Everybody, brackets, Backstreet's Back? On which album did the Backstreet Boys include the song Everybody, brackets, Backstreet's Back? Question 4. What is the largest city and no audio lag, great. So it's just from you chatting, great. That's fine. What's the largest city and former capital of Tanzania? Oh, just between me and the sink. Hello from the future. What's the largest city and former capital of Tanzania? Question 5. What does the archaic word sooth mean? What does the archaic word sooth mean? What does the archaic word sooth mean? Question 6. Who was the US president in the year 1900? Who was the US president in the year 1900? Question 7. What was the name of the 8th Fast and the Furious film? What was the name of the 8th Fast and the Furious film? Question 9. A standard 40mm diameter ball was introduced after the end of the Summer Olympics in 2000, replacing a 38mm ball in what sport? A standard 40mm diameter ball was introduced after the end of the Summer Olympics in 2000, replacing a 38mm ball in what sport? Question 9. The Old West outlaw Henry McCarthy was better known by what name? The Old West outlaw Henry McCarthy was better known by what name? Question 10. In chess, assuming neither the king nor rook have yet to move and there are no pieces between them, why might it still not be possible to castle? In chess, assuming neither the king nor rook have yet to move and there are no pieces between them, why might it still be impossible to castle? Question 11. Which video game series follows Guybrush Threepwood on his adventures to the Caribbean? Which video game series follows Guybrush Threepwood on his adventures to the Caribbean? Question 12. If you were driving from Baku to Moscow, what's the fewest number of land borders you'd have to pass through? If you were driving from Baku to Moscow, what's the fewest number of land borders you'd have to pass through? Question 13. To the nearest 10 minutes, how long does one revolution of the London Eye take? To the nearest 10 minutes, how long does one revolution of the London Eye take? Question 14. True or false? Cheese made in Stilton cannot be called Stilton. True or false? Cheese made in Stilton cannot be called Stilton. Question 15. Guy Manuel de Homem Christo and Thomas Bangalter are better known as which band? Guy Manuel de Homem Christo and Thomas Bangalter are better known as which band? Question 16. What fruit is used to make pisco? What fruit is used to make pisco? Question 17. The smallest human muscle is in what part of the body? The smallest human muscle is in what part of the body? Happy birthday for the future, Helen. How delightful. Question 18. In the 2015 film adaptation of A Walk in the Woods, who plays Bill Bryson? In the 2015 film adaptation of A Walk in the Woods, who plays Bill Bryson? I was watching the trailer yesterday or the day before. It looks really good. I really want to see it. Emma Thompson's in it. Question 19. Salman Rushdie won the Booker Prize in 1981 for which book? Salman Rushdie won the Booker Prize in 1981 for which book? And question 20. In which country are Maria Kolesnikova, Svetlana Tikhonovskaya, and Veronika Tsepkalo working together to replace Europe's last dictator in the upcoming presidential elections? In which country are Maria Kolesnikova, Svetlana Tikhonovskaya, and Veronika Tsepkalo working together to replace the man known as Europe's last dictator in the upcoming presidential elections? And that is all the questions in the first round, folks. I'm going to give you a little time. Oh, you guys are still listening to me say things. This is great. I feel like I've got a superpower. I feel like Hero from Heroes. All right, folks. You have got 5, 4, a 3, a 2, a 1. Pens down, and pick them up again, because you need to mark your papers. Ticks and crosses, please. Then add the scores up and put them in the sign-up sheet. Question 1. Diggum Frog is the mascot of which internationally sold cereal? That cereal is Smacks. Smacks. Sold in the US as Honey Smacks and in the UK as Honey Puffs, where of course it's the Honey Puff Monster, not Smacks, or not Diggum Frog. So you can have any of those answers: Smacks, Honey Smacks, or Honey Puffs. Smacks! Diggum Frog is the mascot of Smacks. Question 2. The chemical symbol for gold is AU. AU. Question 2. The chemical symbol for gold is AU. AU. Question 3. On which album did the Backstreet Boys include the song Everybody brackets Backstreet's Back? That album is called Backstreet's Back. Their second album. That was, of course, the big single from it, released in 1997. Backstreet's Back. Answer was in the question. Question 4. The largest city and former capital of Tanzania is Dar es Salaam. Dar es Salaam. Question 5. The archaic word sooth means truth. Truth. Soothsayer, someone who says the truth. Forsooth, of course, and sometimes they say in sooth. Antonio in Merchant of Venice opens with in sooth, I know not why I am so sad. In truth. Sooth, truth. Question 6. Matt asks, what are smacks? Smacks are honey puffs. Smacks! Question 6. The US president in the year 1900 was William McKinley. William McKinley. Question 6. US president in the year 1900 was William McKinley. Question 7. The name of the 8th Fast and the Furious was The Fate of the Furious, or F8. Fate. You can have either of those. The Fate of the Furious or F8. Question 7. Fate of the Furious or F8. Question 8. A standard 40mm diameter ball was introduced after the end of the Summer Olympics in 2000, replacing a 38mm ball in table tennis. Table tennis. It was going to be that or squash, I guess. I can't think what else it would be, but it's table tennis. Is squash an Olympic sport? I don't think it is. Table tennis. Question 9. Question 9. The Old West outlaw Henry McCarthy. So Henry McCarthy used a pseudonym, William something something, and was known as Billy the Kid. Billy the Kid. Real name Henry McCarthy. Billy the Kid. Question 10. In chess, assuming neither the king nor rook have yet to move and there are no pieces, why might they not be able to castle? There are 3 reasons that I am aware of. The king is in check. You cannot castle out of check. If you castle, that would put the king in check. You can never move into check. Or the king crosses a square that is currently under attack. So it has to be a completely free square. If there is a bishop, for instance, pointing at one of the squares in between, you can't castle. So king is in check. Castling would put the king in check. or the king is crossing a square that is under attack. I mean, I guess there's like more esoteric reasons, like you really angered your chess partner and they flipped the table. That would probably stop you, but I'm looking for within the rules of chess. That then says, well, the king and the rook are of different colors. I knew it. I knew that there'd be something. There'd be some way in the wording that my wish goes wrong. No, you can't have that. You cannot have the king and the rook in different colors. You do not get that point. Thinking laterally. I see you thinking laterally. Question 11. The video game series following Guybrush Threepwood, that's Monkey Island. Monkey Island. Question 12. If you were driving from Baku to Moscow, what's the fewest number of land borders you would pass through? Well, Azerbaijan does actually border Russia, so it's one. Azerbaijan borders Russia, one border. London Eye takes 30 minutes exactly, half an hour. 30 minutes, 3-0. Question 14, true or false, cheese made in Stilton cannot be called Stilton. That is true. True. Stilton is made in Derbyshire, Leicestershire, or Nottinghamshire, and the village of Stilton is in Cambridgeshire. True. Question 16. Question 16. Guy-Manuel de Christo and Thomas Morgater together form Daft Punk. Daft Punk. That's question 15. Daft Punk. Question 16. The alcohol question. The fruit used to make pisco. Pisco is going to brand. The ear. The ear. It is the stapedius. It controls the stirrup bone. The ear. Question 18. A Walk in the Woods, the film, Bill Bryson is played by Robert Redford. Robert Redford plays Bill Bryson in A Walk in the Woods. Question 19. Salman Rushdie won the Booker Prize in 1981 for Midnight's Children. Midnight's Children. And question 20. Maria Kolesnikova, Svetlana Tikhonovskaya, and Veronika Tsarkalo are working together to replace Europe's last dictator in Belarus. Belarus. Fair amount of coverage that's received recently. Belarus. So I'm going to go through all of those answers again. I will go through them a little quicker. The answers to round one. Question 1, smacks or honey smacks or honey puffs. Question 2, AU. Question 3, Backstreet's Back. Question 4, Dar es Salaam. Question 5, Truth. Question 6, William McKinley. Question 7, The Fate of the Furious or F8. Question 8, Table Tennis. Question 9, Billy the Kid. Question 10, The King is in check. Casting would put the king in check, or one of the squares in between the two is under attack. Question 11, Monkey Island. Question 12, 1. Question 13, 30. Question 14, Truth. Question 15, Daft Punk. Question 16, Grape. Question 17, Ear. Question 18, Robert Redford. Question 19, Midnight's Children. And question 20, Belarus. Let's see how you're doing. Go put your scores in the sign-up sheet, please. Devon that I want, you are. Devon that I want, have 13, 14 for La Triviata, 10 for team name. We Drew You a Cat is a heckle from ACMS. Who's playing from ACMS? Question 14, La Triviata. Ollie's walking the dog on 17. That looks like a possible winner for this first round. Canadian Fuzzy Peaches. Der einsame Cuiseur. What does that mean? Let's find out. Translate for me, Google. The lonely quizzer. Oh, I'm sorry, der einsame quizzer. Hopefully you're feeling less lonely, less einsamer with all these people. Donnie's graphs, 19. Very good. 19 points for Donnie's graphs. Looks like that is going to be our top score, unless Whiskey's a Super of the Day, Canadian Fuzzy Peaches, or French and Outre can take that. I think that is probably going to be our top score, unless there's another 19 or 20. Okay, I'm going to say Whiskey's a Super Day and Canadian Fuzzy Peaches will probably join us with their scores in a bit. So very well done, Donnie's graphs. 19, very tough score to beat, but yeah, not impossible. Trying our best and happy to be here. Their third member. Oh, the cat is called Detective Dirk Gently after the Douglas Adams books. Very good. Maddie says none of us has done ACMS, but Maddie's been an audience member for 4 years. Oh, right. For those of you wondering, ACMS is a comedy night in London. Cool, folks. It is 8:23. We're going to take a break, but before that, let me tell you about the picture round. Picture round. What I need you to do. So the picture round this time, for a change, is in 2 parts. Mostly amazing. You will see that there is a sheet A and a sheet B. Open up both of those, and you will see a picture of my parents' larder and 10 ingredients I have taken out of my parents' larder. Each ingredient has a number. Each shelf in the larder has a letter. Tell me which shelf I have taken each ingredient from. So tell me which shelf each ingredient belongs to. Maybe work through that during the interval. We are going to take a 10-minute break, folks. Round 2 begins at 8:35. I'm going to go make myself another lovely cup of mint tea and play the music for you. Here it comes. From the top. See you in 10 minutes. What, Chris? Enough. What are we doing? We've got 5 minutes left. Oh, there's food chat. Good. Matt's having a baked camembert. Love it. Kim has just had roast pork, runner beans, roasties, and gravy. Kim is having a very good Tuesday. Sounds fantastic. Thank you. Hey, we'll get going in 4 minutes. As that person just did, now is a great time to go to ko-fi.com/FelixFrench and pay £2 per quiz. All right, we've got a dilemma coming in here from Kim. Kim asks, can anyone help me with a dilemma? I bought a set of 3 jigsaws from a charity shop yesterday, brand new, pieces still sealed, bags inside individual boxes inside a presentation box, plus £3. Amazon has a listing for 179 quid, and I don't know if I want to actually risk devaluing it by opening it. God. I mean, I'd stick that on. I don't know. I mean, it'd be great if you could like undercut that person by £10. It would be great if you could get £200 for it. Yeah, I think you should try selling it. I'm sorry, Rachel. Comes a point. 2 minutes, everyone! 2 minutes until we get going again. Start coming back from your respective bars, please. What have you all got up to in the interval? Anyone got a drink? Let me know. Kim had a roast today because they didn't have the opportunity to on Sunday when they planned to. Fair enough. Matt has a glass of Vouvet. I assume that's a wine. 1 minute, everyone. 1 minute till we start. Canadian Fuzzy Peach has missed the first round. That's why they've, not put a score in. Thank you for joining for the second round. Sweet Sweet Human Context says, it's almost my birthday and you have to ask me easier questions. I didn't have to ask easier questions for 1,000 Yellow Daisies, whose birthday it actually was last week. I've got crisp in my throat. Oh me, oh my. Hannah Wallace tells us the picture around reminded her that she has chips in the pantry and now has chips, and then clarifies crisps for those of us speaking crisps English. Anne Weaver asks, where does the word quid come from? Is it like dollars versus bucks? Yeah, quid means it's the equivalent of your bucks. Where does it come from? That's far. Quid, £1 sterling, 1680s, British slang, possibly from quid, that which is essence, circa 1600, see quiddity, as used in quid pro quo, or quid pro euro, or directly from Latin quid, what, something, anything, compare French quibus, Noted in Dial's dictionary of French argot for money cash to be short for crucifiant omnia. So I think what they're saying is that a quiz is just like a thing, a what's it, a little bit. And we've just got past the trickiest part of the crochet. I've not been much help to my team so far. That's not because of the crocheting. Hey, look at that! That's brilliant. I'm retweeting that, Anne. And James is trying to get me a sponsorship deal with Mint and Licorice Tea. Thanks, James. I've just learned that the team having the same tea as me are having the same crisps as me. All right, everyone, let's get going with round two. Round two. Do my parents mind that you were in there louder? No, my parents are feeders. They'd be delighted. So here we go. Round two, the fun round. So called because it's more difficult and therefore more fun. Question 21. Let's get going. Pick up your pens. Here we go. Question 21. Halle Berry, the actress. Halle Berry's first film role was in which Spike Lee film? Halle Berry's first film role was in which Spike Lee film? That is question 21. Halle Berry's first film role was in which Spike Lee film? That's question 21. Halle Berry's first film role was in which Spike Lee film? Question 21. Looking for the name of a Spike Lee film. Question 22. Question 22 is the maths question. The maths question. What is the 8th decimal point of 80 divided by 3? 80. What is the 8th decimal point of 80 divided by 3? What's the 8th decimal point of 80 over 3? That's question 22. Question 22. What's the 8th decimal point of 80 over 3, please? What's the 8th decimal point of 80 over 3? And question 23 now. Question 23 is a sport question. This is sport. The NHPA is a US-based organization bringing together practitioners of which non-Olympic sport? I'm saying N for Nicola, H, P for Percy, A. The NHPA is a US-based organization bringing together practitioners of which non-Olympic sport? The NHPA. It's not really a governing body. This sport doesn't have a governing body as far as I can make out, but this seems to be the largest umbrella body. Question 23. The NHPA is a US-based organization bringing together practitioners of which non-Olympic sport? That is question 23. Question 24 now. Question 24 is politics. This is politics. In what decade did Silvio Berlusconi first assume the position of Prime Minister of Italy? In what decade did Silvio Berlusconi first assume the position of Prime Minister of Italy? That's question 24. Question 24 In what decade did Berlusconi first become Prime Minister? That's question 24. In what decade did Silvio Berlusconi first assume the position of Prime Minister of Italy? Question 24. Meg Plant says, these quizzes have made me better at long division than I was in high school. Good! I'm still terrible. I'm the one person who's allowed a calculator on these. Have you ever thought it's odd that the plural of quiz uses 2 Zs? I do. I have no follow-up comments. I think that's odd. Question 25. Question 25 is musical instruments. Musical instruments, specifically drums, timpani, are also known as what kind of drum? Timpani are also known as what kind of drum? Timpani. Timpani are also known as what kind of drums? That's question 25. Two Not Four makes a very good point that fezzes is also doubles the Z. Interesting. There must be a word for that when a plural doubles the last letter of the singular. That must be a thing, surely. Timpani are also known as what kind of drum? Question 25. Question 26. Question 26 is geography. This is geography. What's the world's deepest lake? Question 26. What is the world's deepest lake? Question 26. We're looking for a name of a lake. Question 26. What is the world's deepest lake? Matt Garner says, otherwise it would be pronounced quizzes. I'm not against quizzes. What do you do? I run quizzes. Hlu19 says quizzes is an avocado. No, you're mixing that up, Hlu19. Quizzes is what would happen if there was only one Z. Avocado is the American pronunciation of avocado. That's the mix-up you've made there. Question 26. What is the world's deepest lake? Question 27. Question 27 is music and sport. Music and sport. For those of you who don't follow Premiership football, there is a football club in London called Millwall. The Millwall football chant that goes, "No one likes us, no one likes us, no one likes us, we don't care," is sung to the tune of which Rod Stewart song? The Millwall football chant, "No one likes us, no one likes us, no one likes us, we don't care," is sung to the tune of which Rod Stewart song? Do you know, I was cycling past the Den, which is Millwall Stadium, last week. It's beautiful around there. I found a lovely spot where some blackberries are just fruiting, and quite a lot of them. No one else seemed that interested, so I'll be returning next week. Very excited. The Millwall football chant, "No one likes us, no one likes us, no one likes us, we don't care," is sung to the tune of which Rod Stewart song? Question 28. Question 28. This is languages, languages. How many official languages does Algeria have? How many official languages does Algeria have? Question 28. How many official languages does Algeria have? That is question 28. Question 28. How many official languages does Algeria have? How many official languages does Algeria have? Rachel asks if I've moved to stop the fridge light jokes. I mean, I could move this. I mean, we could probably. There's a fridge over there. I'd have to move everything. This is a non fridge light question, fridge light quiz, but I'm sure the fridge light will come back in force next week. Unless I'm still here. I don't know how long I'm staying for. Question 29. In the made-for-Netflix Christmas film, The Christmas Chronicles, Kurt Russell plays Santa Claus, but which Oscar-winning actress plays Mrs. Claus? In the made-for-Netflix Christmas film, The Christmas Chronicles, Kurt Russell plays Santa Claus, but which Oscar-winning actress plays Mrs. Claus? That's question 29. In The Christmas Chronicles, who plays Mrs. Claus? That is question 29. Question 29. In the made-for-Netflix Christmas film, The Christmas Chronicles, Kurt Russell plays Santa Claus, but which Oscar-winning actress plays Mrs. Claus? Oh. JJ Hofan, the third member of Whiskey's a Soup of the Day, has posted a picture of, on Twitter, looking sinister with an avocado. Retweet that. Don't want everyone else who follows me makes it, please. Oh, Hannah's sharing the crisps with the Wrens. What flavored crisps, Hannah? Question 30. Question 30. Which Dali painting is sometimes referred to as the soft watches? Which Dali painting is sometimes referred to as the soft watches? Which Dali painting, which painting by Salvador Dali, is sometimes referred to as the soft watches? And that is halfway through this second round, which means we only have 10 questions left. You are all doing very well. Question 30. Which Dali painting is sometimes referred to as the soft watches? Question 31. Question 31. The world's first adhesive postage stamp, issued in the UK in 1840, is called what? Or was called. Was, is, still is. The world's first adhesive postage stamp, so this was the first time that someone thought to make it adhesive. I guess they invented that lickable technology or something. Issued in the UK in 1840, was known as what? That's question 31. Rachel Lloyd asks if the larder has a light. No, the larder doesn't have a light because the larder is a cupboard. I mean, I guess you can put a light in the cupboard, but this particular cupboard does not have a light. The world's first adhesive postage stamp, issued in the UK in 1840, was known as what? Question 32. Oh, I have a difficult word coming up. It's in German. I'll give it a go. This is history-ish. Yeah, history of beer. In 20 years, the Bavarian brewery Weihenstephan Abbey will celebrate a big birthday. How old will it be? Question 32. In 20 years, so in the year 2040, Weihenstephan Abbey, or Weihenstephan, Abbey will celebrate a big birthday. How old will it be? I'm going to put that in the chat, and if any of you speak German, you can tell us how to say it properly. Hello19 says, I've come to the conclusion I'm the person at the bar during the pub quiz who is not doing the quiz but just likes all the chat in the pub. Promise I'm not. Hello19, that is 90% of all people at pub quizzes. Pub quizzes are there mostly to sell alcohol for beer for pubs. You are in very good company. In 20 years, the Bavarian brewery, so in the year 2040, Weihenstephan Abbey will celebrate a big birthday. How old will it be? Hulu19 loves the Felix community, and that loves the idea of the Felix community. I love the idea of the Felix community. Sounds monetizable. Question 33. Question 33 is music. This is music. The Cuban violinist Enrique Jorin is considered the inventor of what style of ballroom music? Enrique, like you'd expect, Jorin, J-O-R-R-I-N. I'm going to say Jorin because of the ha-ha-ha, J thing. The Cuban violinist Enrique Jorin is considered the inventor of what style of ballroom music? Question 33. The Cuban violinist Enrique Jorin is considered the inventor of what style of ballroom music? And Weaver says pub quizzes are a trick to get introverts to the bar. You're absolutely right. Question 34. Question 34 is astronomy. Astronomy. The Old English lodestar, the medieval Stella Maris, and the Berber Star of the Desert all refer to which star? The Old English lodestar, L-O-D-E star, the medieval Stella Maris, S-T-E-L-L-A-M-A-R-I-S, and the Berber, written in Berber, don't speak Berber, Star of the Desert, all refer to which star? Question 34. The Old English lodestar, the medieval Stella Maris, and the Berber Star of the Desert all refer to which star? Eileen says that you need t-shirts or wacky PE merch. I mean, both is possible. The Old English lodestar, the medieval Stella Maris, and the Berber Star of the Desert all refer to which star? Question 35. Question 35 is Politics? Geography? How would you categorize this question? I mean, I think you could go politics, geography, and science. How many active research stations does India operate in Antarctica? How many active research stations does India operate in Antarctica? It's one of those questions that would normally just get filed under general knowledge, isn't it? How many active research stations does India operate in Antarctica? That is question 35. Five questions left, folks. 5 questions left. Question 36. Question 36. This is geography. What is the largest city by population in Latin America? What's the largest city by population in Latin America? Just double checking. What is the largest city by population in Latin America? That is question 36. The largest city by population in Latin America, please. Question 37. Question 37. This is celebrity. The actor Tommy Lee Jones was college roommates with which high-profile politician at Harvard? The actor Tommy Lee Jones was college roommates with which high-profile politician at Harvard? Tommy Lee Jones was college roommates with which high-profile politician at Harvard? Question 37. Tommy Lee Jones was college roommates with which high-profile politician at Harvard? Three questions left, folks. 3 questions left. Question 38. Question 38 is sweets. Sweets. There are typically how many sweets in a standard roll of Mentos? Mentos, the famous mints that you put in Diet Coke and it goes, phew. I was looking up the history of that. It's fairly recent. It was only like in the late 90s that people started doing that. There are typically how many sweets in a standard roll of Mentos? And then I think it was on Mythbusters, and that made it internationally famous. The Mentos and the Diet Coke thing. Question 38. There are typically how many sweets in a standard roll of Mentos? Typically, how many sweets in a standard roll of Mentos? I remember the vending machines at school. There were 3 like individually packaged sweets or individual sweets rolls, and you could get Mentos. Oh, sometimes there were fruit Mentos as well. Frutella, which is like Starburst, and Rolos. Yeah. And they were 20 Belgian francs each. And then when the euros came in, they were 50 cents. Good chat, Felix. More vending machine from my school chat coming up after the break. Question 39. Question 39 is literature. This is literature. Which French author was immortalized by Rodin in a sculpture which is sometimes referred to as the first truly modern sculpture? Which French author was immortalized by Rodin in a sculpture which is sometimes referred to as the first truly modern sculpture? We're looking for the name of a French author who has a famous Rodin sculpture of him. Which French author was immortalized by Rodin in a sculpture sometimes referred to as the first truly modern sculpture? Matt Garner asks if I ever gave anyone my last Rolo. No, you're absolutely right. The last Rolo was such a code of honor thing, wasn't it? Like I don't know if I said it, it's very likely that I said it, but I remember those conversations of going, can I have a Rolo? It's the last one. And then you'd go, oh no, fine, last Rolo. Like, what a weird teenage honor system, the last Rolo. I think it was probably the same for Mentos and Frutella. And question 40, the last question in tonight's quiz is current affairs. Current affairs. Which company is in talks to buy TikTok in the United States? Which company is in talks to buy TikTok in the United States? That is question 40. Which company is in talks to buy TikTok in the United States? And that is all the questions in round 2. And breathe. Let's see how you're doing. They marketed the last Rolo as a romantic gesture. Oh, is that where it came from? Huh, and then it must have sort of passed into pop culture that you don't give out the last Rolo. Unless you're making a romantic gesture. Huh. How funny. Didn't know that. I don't think I've ever seen a Rolo's advert. I mean, I must have. So here are your round 2 questions. Again, I will go through them faster this time. Question 21. Halle Berry's first film role was in which Spike Lee film? Halle Berry's first film role was in which Spike Lee film? Question 2. What is the 8th decimal point of 80 divided by 3? What's the 8th decimal point of 80 over 3? Question 23. Thank you. The NHPA is a US-based organization bringing together practitioners of which non-Olympic sport? The NHPA is a US-based organization bringing together practitioners of which non-Olympic sport? Question 24. In what decade did Silvio Berlusconi first become Prime Minister of Italy? In what decade did Silvio Berlusconi first become Prime Minister of Italy? Question 25. Timpani are also known as what kind of drum? Timpani are also known as what kind of drum? Question 26. What's the world's deepest lake? What is the world's deepest lake? Question 27. The Millwall football chants, no one likes us, no one likes us, no one likes us, we don't care, is sung to the tune of which Rod Stewart song? The Millwall football chant, no one likes us, no one likes us, no one likes us, we don't care, is sung to the tune of which Rod Stewart song? Question 28. How many official languages does Algeria have? How many official languages does Algeria have? Question 29. In the made-for-Netflix Christmas film, The Christmas Chronicles, Kurt Russell plays Santa Claus, but who plays Mrs. Claus? In the made-for-Netflix Christmas film, The Christmas Chronicles, who plays Mrs. Claus? Question 30. Which Dali painting is sometimes referred to as the soft watches? Which Dali painting is sometimes referred to as the soft watches? Question 31. The world's first adhesive postage stamp, which went on sale in the UK in 1840, is known as what? The world's first adhesive postage stamp, which went on sale in 1840 in the UK, was known as what? Question 32. In 20 years' time, in 2040, The Bavarian brewery Weihenstephan Abbey will celebrate a big birthday. How old will that brewery be? Question 32. In the year 2040, how old will the Weihenstephan Abbey be? Question 33. The Cuban violinist Enrique Jorin is considered the inventor of what style of ballroom music? The Cuban violinist Enrique Jorin is considered the inventor of what style of ballroom music? Question 34. The lodestar, the Stella Maris, and the Star of the Desert all refer to which star? The lodestar, the Star Maris, the Star of the Desert all refer to which star? Question 35. How many active research stations does India have in Antarctica? How many active research stations does India have in Antarctica? Question 36. What is the largest city by population in Latin America? What's the largest city by population in Latin America? Question 37. Tommy Lee Jones was college roommates with which high-profile politician at Harvard? Tommy Lee Jones was college roommates with which high-profile politician at Harvard? Question 38. There are typically how many sweets in a standard roll of Mentos? Question 38. There are typically how many sweets in a standard roll of Mentos? Question 39. Which French author was immortalized by Rodin in a sculpture, sometimes referred to as the first truly modern sculpture? Which French author was immortalized by Rodin in a sculpture, first sometimes referred to as the world's first truly modern sculpture? And question 40, which company is in talks to buy TikTok in the United States? Which company is in talks to buy TikTok in the United States? It's question 40, and that is all of your questions in the second round. Give yourself a pat on the back, pat on the head. I am letting you catch up with me here in the future. It's like the 4400 this. Do you remember the 4400? Did anyone watch the 4400? I watched the first series of it. And I watched the first series of it a lot and could never make it to the second series. But the first series was great. Had a really good theme tune. There is Robo chat going on. Delightful. So I'm going to give you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down, pens down, pens down. Go grab your marking pens. Here are the answers to round 2. Ticks and crosses again, please, and then put your scores in the sign-up sheet, and we'll do the picture round after that. Here we go. Question 21. Halle Berry's first film role was in Jungle Fever. Jungle Fever. Not seen it. Question 22. What is the 8th decimal point of 80 over 3? It's 6. They're all 6. 80 over 3 is 26.6 recurring. 6. Question 23. The NHPA, the National Horseshoe Pitching Association. It's horseshoes. I really want to play horseshoes. It looks really fun. Horseshoes. Question 23. Question 24. Berlusconi first became Prime Minister of Italy in the 90s. He's the longest serving post-war Prime Minister. He was Prime Minister from 94 to 95, 2001 to 2006, and 2008 to 2011. Wow. The 90s. Question 25. Question 25. Timpani, also known as, you could divide either kettle drums or temple drums. They are, in an orchestra, they're the really big ones which you play with the soft mats. Boom, 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 boom. That's probably, I assume that it's timpani that they use in 2001. That's not 2001, that's Mastermind. How's 2001 go? Can't remember, never mind. Kettle drums or temple drums? Question 26. The world's deepest lake is Lake Baikal. We've had Lake Baikal before. A few weeks ago, I asked you about the country in which the world's coldest lake was, and I told you that it was Lake Baikal in Russia. So I thought you might remember that. The world's deepest lake is Lake Baikal, B-A-I-K-A-L, but I am not precious about spelling. Question 27. No one likes us. No one likes us. No, that's not it. Hey, goodbye. No. It's sailing anyway. Is that right? We are sailing. We are sailing. No one likes us. No one likes us. No one likes us. We don't care. That's it. We are Millwall. Super Millwall. We are Millwall. From the den. Or something like that. Anyway, it's We Are Sailing. Or you could have just had sailing because We Are is in brackets. Sailing. Sailing. Question 27 is that. Question 28. How many official languages does Algeria have? Algeria has 2 official languages. They are Arabic and Berber. Arabic and Berber. Question 29. Christmas Chronicles. Mrs. Claus played by Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn. Question 29, Goldie Hawn. Question 30, the soft watches, that's persistence of memory. Persistence of memory. I wanted to ask you how many watches there are in persistence of memory, but one of them is closed and I couldn't decide if it counted or not. So we went with an easier question. Question 31, the world's first adhesive postage stamp known as the penny black. The penny black. Question 32. In 20 years, that Bavarian brewery will be 1,000 years old. 1,000. I wonder what they'll do for their birthday. They'll have a cake. Just like a really normal cake with like candles in the shape of numbers. And that will be their whole celebration. Someone will blow up. Party popper. That'll be it. 1,000. Question 33. Enrique Marin is considered the inventor of the cha-cha-cha, also known as the cha-cha. You can have as many chas as you like. I don't care. Have 5. There's the cha-cha-cha. 1,000 birthday candles in real life. Yes, indeed. Question 34. Lodestar, Stella Maris, Star of the Desert, all refer to Polaris or the North Star. That's the same thing. North Star, which is known as Polaris. 34. Question 35. India has 2 active research stations in Antarctica. There's also a closed one. And if you go on YouTube, they've got a lovely photo montage of when they celebrated, I think it was like midwinter, with their colleagues in one of the Russian research stations, and they're all there having a big dinner, and it looks lovely. I really enjoyed that this year. Question 35. Question 36. The largest city by population in Latin America is Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo. Question 36. Sao Paulo. Question 37. Question 37. Tommy Lee Jones was college roommates with Al Gore. Tommy Jones, college roommates with Al Gore. He gave a speech. Was it when Al Gore was nominated? There's some, like, he gave some important speech on Al Gore's behalf in his what's the word I'm looking for? Career. Al Gore. Question 38. There are typically 14 Mentos in a packet of Mentos. 14, 1-4. 14. Question 39. That Rodin sculpture is the sculpture of Balzac. Balzac, it's called a modern sculpture because he tried to capture the essence of Balzac rather than a likeness, and it was very controversial in its day. You can look it up, big slab of a thing. Balzac. Question 40. The company in talks to buy TikTok in the United States is Microsoft. Microsoft. So let's go through those again a bit faster. Question 21, jungle fever. Question 22, 6. Question 23, horseshoes. Question 24, the 90s. Question 25, kettle drum or temple drum. Question 36, Lake Baikal. Question 37, we are sailing or just sailing. Question 38, Duke. Question 39, Goldie Hawn. Question 40. Question 30, persistence of memory. Question 31, the penny black. Question 32, 1 millennium. Question 33, cha-cha-cha. Question 34, Polaris or the North Star. Question 35, Duke. Question 36, Sao Paulo. Question 37, Al Gore. Question 38, 14. Question 39, Balzac. Question 40, Microsoft. Well, maybe it'll be part of Microsoft Office. That'd be good, wouldn't it? Do you want to write a new document or do a sing along to We Are Sailing? A lip sync, that's the word. All right. Let's see how you are doing after that. A few more single figures are in that, but pretty good. 10 for Nicholas Lyndhurst, 12 for the Devon team, 11 for trying our best and happy to be here, 7 for Sweet Sweet Human Contact. 16 for Donny's Graphs. The round one winners. It's going to take a lot to take it from them. Is it possible? So what are they on? They're on 35. Waiting to hear from, we're going to need a bigger boat, but they can't win. That looks like everyone. So, pulling even further ahead, Donny's Graphs. Very well done. Very good score of 35. Only missing 4 in the difficult round. Who's second? Ollie's Walking the Dog is second on 30. Then we start getting into the 20s. All right, folks. Let's do the answers to the picture round. Let me just pull them up here. So I asked you, which shelf did each ingredient come from in the larder? Who 19? She had a good knowledge of my parents' larder. Okay, let me talk you through the larder. Picture one. What shelf did that come from? Picture one, the East End Company Chinese cinnamon sticks. Those are on shelf A. They are a spice, therefore live under the spice rack, just kind of tucked in there in the corner. Cinnamon sticks live on shelf A. Picture two. The confit porc. That's Mum's pork confit. That she presumably made last year. That one came from that lovely big space you can see on shelf E. E. Right there, bottom center, where all that space is. E. Picture three. The stem ginger in syrup. That lives on shelf B. B. You can see right in the center of shelf B, next to the flower, there's a honey pot. It actually lives under that honey pot. That honey pot has been lowered as I got the stem ginger up. B. Picture four is the Tesco coconut cream. You can actually see another can of Tesco coconut cream to the left on row D. D, that light green can there. That is another Tesco coconut cream. That is D. Picture five now. Picture five. The big jar of muesli lives next to the big jar of porridge on shelf C. C. That's C. Picture six, the fennel seeds. I mean, we've discussed the spice rack. Obviously, it's A, top left, with all of its orange chopped friends. Picture seven, the Paxo stage and onion stuffing. That, tricky one, this one. I think probably the hardest question to picture around. That's shelf D. D. It lives just on the right, next to the crisps, just kind of hogging the side, the wall. That's D. Picture eight, the tomato passata. Tomato passata. That's another one from shelf E. You can see where there's like a little rectangular space back left. That's where the passata lives. That's shelf E. Picture nine, the tuna. Picture nine is not actually the only one of those. I can't see the other ones though from this picture. Maybe it's about it taking photograph. Picture nine lives on shelf C, tuna. To the left, behind those other jars, there's another jar of tuna. And picture 10, the bicarb. The bicarb lives with the other baking stuff in that basket on the left of shelf B. B. So let's go through those again. Picture 1, A, 2, E, 3, B, 4, D, 5, C, 6, A, 7, D, 8, E, 9, C, 10, B. A, E, B, D, C, A, D, E, C, B. Presumably that's a song. Why does the tuna? I don't know if we have anchovies. Do you have anchovies? Oh, those are sardines. Okay, folks. Let's see how you did after that. 9 for the Troubadours. Who's the team that we're keeping an eye on? Ooh, Donny's Graphs only got 6 there, so they are beatable now. Ollie's Walking the Dog got 8. Oh, I'm delighted there's some outrage at the larder stacking. And when you say stacking, it's kind of just where I found it. 22 overall for Der Einsame Kaiser. 10 overall for the Canadian Fuzzy Peaches. 34 for the Data. But it's pretty undeniable, isn't it? 41 points for tonight's winners, Donny's Graphs! Well done, guys. Oh, very, very good score indeed. Broke the 4th decade. Good eggs. Very good eggs. But 38 points to Ollie's Walking the Dog with a magnificent comeback there on the larder question. Hey, everyone, congratulate Ollie's Walking the Dog. That is a stonking score. So Donny's Graphs win quiz, but there is the matter of the best team name. Best team name this week is Zenhen's Revenge! Fun to say. Zenhen's Revenge! Win best team name. Thank you all so much for playing. If you've not yet, please do head to ko-fi.com/Felix Trench. I'm off to heat up some soup that I picked up in Tesco. Naomi, is anyone else mad that the stuffing isn't with the other dry ingredients? You're right, it was a Yatterless. Rachel says, I hope this is my parents' house. Yeah, I just go through each different house and ask questions on the interface. So yes, please do head to ko-fi.com/Felix Trench and drop in £2 per player in the jar. What's the soup I've gone for? Pea and ham. Thank you very much. I will be back here next week. Thank you for the new players as well. It's always lovely to have some new teams in. Hopefully we'll see you again, or if this was just a one-off, lovely to have you. I'll be back on the 11th of August. I will see you then. Thank you all very much. Good night.